Hello, guys. It's me here, Josh, and I am the Super Football fan number 18 here, wearing the Bo Nix number 10 jersey. And today we'll be doing the NFL prediction picks for the divisional round for the NFL playoffs for the 2025 to the 2026 NFL season. Last time the Broncos had the bye week because they secured the no one seed, so they were well rested for for what's to come up for right now, and we're about to get ready to face the Buffalo Bills, which as of now, speaking of which, to start off with the prediction picks, which we're starting off with Saturday, we have the Buffalo Bills against us, the number one seed Denver Broncos, in a AFC division round game. I will say this though. I will say this game is going to be a tough game for the Broncos because I mean they have to worry about Josh Allen, James Cook, some other good players for the Bills, and the Bills are a pretty good solid team. The only good news though is, thankfully, we're not taking on like the Texans, where they have like a very tough defense when it comes to mine. So yeah, when it comes to that sense of mind, it's hard to say what will happen for that game to go. But we don't have to do the pick because you already know what the pick is. But for my prediction, though, it's tough because I mean the Broncos have somewhat of a good offense, but sometimes they do struggle sometimes, and then the defense sometimes is good, sometimes it's like a mixed bag. Sometimes like they sometimes mix tackles, they sometimes do well with games with sacks. That kind of adds to the confusion where it comes there, and then you have the Bills, which are having a good season, but not a better season compared to the last season after losing the division for the first time since 2019. Excuse since after the Patriots finally won their first game. Otherwise, if I had to say who I think is going to be better, I hate to do this to the Bronco fans. I want my team to make it to the Super Bowl, but honestly, I'm gonna have to give it to the Buffalo Bills. It's tough to beat Josh Allen. I know it's gonna be tough for them. It's gonna be tough for the Broncos to beat Josh Allen. Josh Allen is a tough quarterback. It's gonna be pretty tough to beat the Bills, and I do think it's gonna be tough for us to win. So, but if we do end up winning this game, then holy cow, that would be a miracle, like a big upset. But otherwise, despite home field advantage, I don't think it's going to be an easy game, and therefore I say the Buffalo Bills for my prediction. But for my pick, though, I'm going with the Denver Broncos just because, well, again, it's my team, and that's pretty much it's based around. And then we have a game, the second game on Saturday. Oh, and the Bills and Broncos game will be on CBS at 4:30. Then we have the the 49ers taking on the Seattle Seahawks at Seattle, Washington, for the other Saturday game, this time at 8 o'clock. We have another 8 o'clock game for Fox like they did last season. Otherwise, for my prediction pick, though, it's hard to say who I would like to see winning to win this. But for my prediction pick, it's going to be, I think for my prediction, I'm going to have to give it to the Seattle Seahawks. Yeah, as much as I hate Seattle, they have a very good offense. The offense is great, the defense as well. And, well, of course, the other problem about the 49ers is that, well, problem is for them, they lost George Kittle. And they still don't have Fred Warner and, what's his name? Nick Bosa. And they did without them at all while winning the game against Philadelphia. So, but take it a grain of salt. I'm actually going to have to give it to the Seahawks because, well, they have a very good offense, a very good defense. While the 49ers have a good team, but the problem is that they're not good enough to have a better offense and a better defense compared to Seattle. So for my prediction, I'm going to have to give it to the Seattle Seahawks. But for the pick, though, I'm going to get with the 49ers because I hate, double hate, load entirely, hate the Seattle Seahawks. But I can respect anyone's opinion who like the Seattle Seahawks. I'm not trying to offend any Seattle fans, but I don't like the Seahawks. But I can respect anyone's opinion who likes the Seahawks. But otherwise, that is it for the Saturday games, and now we'll be moving on to the Sunday games next for next week for our last ABC game, and then of course our second to last NBC game, since NBC is going to be of course doing the Super Bowl, but we'll move on to Sunday next. Okay, and now we're gonna start off with the Sunday games, and of course, to start off our first Sunday game, which rarely you don't see this, but we actually have a game on ESPN on Sunday. Yep, kind of rare that it happens, but it's happening. I guess a Monday night football coverage on a Sunday game, despite not being a Sunday night football matchup. We have the Houston Texans taking on the New England Patriots for the ESPN, for the third playoff game, the final AFC divisional round game. Now, if I had to say who's going to move on for my prediction, I mean, New England's favored by negative 3.5, but though, if you want to be completely honest here, look at Houston's defense. They're the number one best defense in the NFL. Drake May is probably going to struggle, and I think, if I had to be honest here, I think the Texans are going to win. So for my prediction, give me the Houston Texans to beat the New England Patriots, just because I don't think Drake May has the level to being the Texans, considering the fact that the Texans have a really good squad defense and they're pretty much a Super Bowl defense. So for me personally, I have to give it to the Texans for my prediction because despite not having a great quarterback, they have a number one best defense, and considering the fact that the number one best defense, Super Bowl defenses always take you to the Super Bowl. So easily enough, we have to give it to. I got to give it to the Houston Texans for my prediction. But for my pick, though, I'm gonna have to give it to the New England Patriots because I like Drake May. He's been playing pretty good for the New England Patriots. The head coach has been playing pretty good as well, Mike Vrabel. But otherwise, the New England Patriots have been a great team as of now. So for my prediction, give me the Texans, and for my pick, I'm gonna have to give it to the Patriots just because I like Drake May. And otherwise, we have to say farewell to ABC because that is going to be ABC's final game of the season. So bye, Joe Buck, and bye, Troy Aikman. We'll miss you guys. And now we move on to the final playoff game for the divisional round, and this is the final NFC divisional round matchup. And for this one, we have the Los Angeles Rams taking on the Chicago Bears for the fourth and final NFL playoff divisional round matchup. So for my prediction pick for this game, it's going to be hard to see who has the best squad. For me personally, I'm actually going to have to give it to the Rams because the Rams, in my opinion, have been playing outstanding football. Matthew Stafford has been playing as an MVP, and I do think Matthew Stafford is going to be one of the quarterbacks that I think is going to be making it to the Super. That might actually end up going to the Super Bowl, winning it all for the Rams. But for my pick, though, I'm also going with the Rams because, well, not to say I hate the Bears, but say I'm gonna say the Rams because, well, I like the Rams. The Bears are cool too, but I'm actually gonna give it to the Rams because I think the Bears just had enough of winning games over the Packers. I think their run's gonna be officially end. As in my opinion, I feel like the Rams should win this game. I feel like I want to see the Rams get it because Matthew Stafford has been playing pretty great. The head coach has been coaching very well. And overall, the Rams have a pretty good team. The Bears have a good team as well, but I got to give it to the Rams. But otherwise, that is it for the NFL divisional round week for the NFL playoffs for the 2025 to the 2026 NFL season. Now, if the Broncos would have beat the Buffalo Bills this weekend on Saturday, or this week on Saturday, I should say, we will be doing the first ever Broncos toast video for the playoffs. If not, I'll give you this really quickly. I want to say thank you very much for watching the toast video. Um, I want to thank everyone for watching. Watching the toast video, for watching my content, and for watching it for the season. It's been a blast, and I know this is. And if we do end up losing, then well, it is what it is. But still, I'll say you that I'll tell you this at least. I wish, but I'll give you this at least. Bonix has been pretty solid, and I think we'll have a good season next season, depending on what happens. But otherwise, I salute you, Bonex. And I'll see you guys if there's another toast video. But if we would have a toast video next week, then we'll go ahead and do the first ever divisional. The first ever NFL playoff for the Broncos toast video. It would still be called celebration number 15 if it would still happen. But otherwise, that is it for today's video. I hope you guys like this video. Make sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon for more information. I'm Josh, and I'm the Super Football Fan number 18 here. I see you guys with either the Broncos toast video if we beat the Bills, or we go to the prediction picks to the AFC or NFC Conference Championship games, or AKA just known as just the Conference Championship games for the NFL playoffs and for the NFL 2025 to the 2026 NFL season. Either way, I'll see you guys with another video. Broncos country, let's ride! Bye-bye, Bronco fans. Bye-bye.